A Tale of Laura by Robin Shirelli of Miranda 2228. Narrated by Janine Penfold. This is a tale of Laura, or more specifically, my memory of her as she was then, as a child. This narrative navigates the unexpected outcome of Laura's journey to reveal her life as it is now. Her story is encouraging and inspiring. Laura and I were classmates. She was a timid girl, an enigma in many respects. Her slight frame and unassuming demeanour ensured that she kept a low profile amongst the other girls, and I suspect that this was just the way she preferred it to be. She had joined our primary school in Year 2. We did not know the reason for her entry midway through primary school, or from which school she had come, and Laura did not speak of her past. Sadly, minimal warmth was shown to her on her first day. For my part, I'm afraid that I failed to be more vocal in bringing her into our group of friends. Silence can be just as negative in this situation. Some of the Year 2 girls, led by the most vocal critic, Tina, spoke disparagingly of her frayed uniform and her heavily scuffed school shoes. Their indifference towards making her feel welcome did not abate for the rest of the school year. Laura's academic ability soon became apparent. In fact, it was this scholastic performance that had earned Laura a scholarship to cover the financial burden associated with the latter years of primary school. We still knew very little about Laura's family. What we did know was that Laura and her mother had been living an unpredictable life, frequently needing to relocate to alternative accommodation since the breakdown of her parents' marriage. It was time to say farewell to our primary school years, and with that, a new chapter was about to begin. As we discussed our dreams for the future, including university study, we also proffered our opinions on the future of our other classmates. It was generally agreed that, despite Laura's obvious academic achievement, her socio-economic status would limit her opportunities in society. Despite speculation, we would not know the outcome of Laura's dreams. Or would we? The following 6 years seemed to pass more quickly than the previous 6 years. The group who had been so opinionated had disbanded to attend various high schools in their local area. We were very close to moving towards yet another stage of our growth, that of university, TAFE, or full-time employment. Fast forward some 13 years later, and many of our group had married and were raising their families. It was during this time that one of the mothers, Tina, crossed paths with Laura. It was a chance meeting that originated with her 6-year-old having fractured his foot in a fall from a tree. Ironically, the mother of the young boy had been the most scathing of Laura during her time at school. Tina waited in the emergency department of the local hospital and felt reassured to be under the care of our medical profession. Following a set of X-rays and a series of questions, the young boy's mother was advised that the orthopaedic surgeon would see her before long. A short time later, to her surprise, the surgeon who was approaching her, a stethoscope resting round her neck, was Laura. Flashbacks to a time that Tina would prefer not to have occurred were vivid in her memory. Laura was aware of the embarrassment Tina would be feeling and offered her a warm smile. Laura's empathy shone through, adding more authenticity to the empathetic profession she had chosen. It would be an understatement to say that Tina was stunned to see her. An awkward exchange of pleasantries ensued, before Laura suggested that they meet again after she had prepared Tina's son for surgery on his fractured foot. Fortunately, the surgery was textbook, which allowed Tina's son to return home that evening. Before discharge, Laura found time to speak with Tina as she had promised. As they sat in the hospital cafe, Tina, who was anxious to clear the air of the past, began to apologise. Laura interrupted, waving away any further self-recrimination that Tina might be feeling. She revealed that she had gained a clearer perspective of her path in life at an early age and did not hold any bitterness towards her former classmates. As they finished their conversation, albeit briefly, Laura gave Tina a warm hug and headed back to the emergency department. Tina reflected on an opportunity missed to have befriended Laura many years ago in primary school. The cynic in me makes me think that Tina's regret was solely based on the successful person Laura personified now. She failed to recognise Laura to have been that person on her very first day of Year 2. Laura's tenaciousness ensured that she would overcome any obstacles in her life. She took every opportunity to advance her life as it was then to the successful, fulfilled person she had become now. The end.